Alright, here's some Atlas trees. I just spent like 7 hours making a bunch of them. I'll link the document in the description, but here's like all of these are. So the thing about the tree that I noticed is it seems like they want you to respec a lot. Respec points should be super common. You can buy them for 2 regrets from Kirak, and they made the drop rate of the respec points for Atlas, the Orb of Unmakings, 10 times more common to drop than it used to be. So, seems like they want you to respec a lot, so don't be afraid to like slightly edit these to fit your needs. So here's the early racing tree. It's got a lot of stuff. It's got a lot of map sustain. Pretty much everybody's gonna want to take these middle nodes for starting the league. No matter if you use this tree or what. Like if you don't start these, you're probably trolling. It gives you a ton of like room to get more maps really quickly. And then some other stuff you can grab early. No matter if you're trade league, SF, hardcore, softcore, just grabbing these essence nodes, which will be pretty good. Though if you're racing, it might be overkill to take essence and harvest. You really got to gauge what you need in your build. If you're really gear heavy build, then yeah, you might need both, but you could probably get away with one or the other. I'm not sure which I'm leaning towards. I'm probably leaning toward essences, but I'm not sure. I might end up doing both. And then you're going to want to grab stuff that's like good for mapping. Just like this, 3 points to start getting your June missions stacked up, since that's important. And then you can come over here and grab these to get your veiled mods. And when you get your veiled mods, you can unspec it. It's like what I mean. It's pretty easy to unspec and respec in here. And it seems like they want you to be flexible, so you're going to be changing this. I mean, you don't have to do it a lot, but to be optimal, you can change a lot, which is kind of nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this. Essence, harvest, map sustain, more harvest, and then once you get to the bosses, another thing is for the bosses, so you can only do one boss at a time. So if you're not going for the race, I mean, even if you're going for the race actually, but you should there's like no reason to ever be spec'd into all 3 of these at the same time. The big 3, Maven, Exarch, and Eater of Worlds. There's no reason to ever have these 3. From what I can tell, is you should only be in one, otherwise you're wasting a bunch of points. So if you're going to be doing these bosses, to be most efficient, you should be focusing on one type, do it a bunch of times. Then when you get bored of it, you can respec out of it, go to a different one, do that one a bunch of times, and then same thing with this one. But which one you're going to be doing is probably going to depend on your tree mostly, because if you're a left side tree, you're not going to want to go all the way over here to do this one. So if you want to really focus on this one, you should probably take stuff over here. And you can see like on this tree, I have it on Maven. So Maven is pretty much doable on every tree, because you're going to want these top nodes that are dropping, having unique bosses drop additional Guardian and Shaper stuff. That's like pretty bad if you don't have it. I think this side of the tree is much better. I think right side of the tree has a lot better stuff, at least specifically for like SF. There's some good stuff over here too, but that's more towards Trade League. So, but pretty much the entire tree is pretty good. Like nothing seems really bad. But I like this side of the tree more for the fact that you also get the Cirrus stuff. I think that's better than getting synthesis stuff. So, yeah, and I like stuff over there better. You got Legion, got the Eater of Worlds, and Abyss, Expedition, Harbinger, Harvest. What's it called? Syndicate. So that's like really good for SSF specifically, but it's still good for trade as well. So let's see, generic trade league. This is probably, I mean, this is what like everybody's talking about that I see. I'm not sure if it's actually true that 90% of people are going to start like this, something similar to this, but it seems like it. Everybody seems to want Harbinger, Essence, Harvest, Strong Boxes. Those seem like the big four for most people. It's really brain dead because it doesn't like take away from your mapping or anything. You just like go. I mean, Harvest kind of does, but you could switch that out with something if you want. Something that I haven't heard a lot of is shrines. The shrines seem really busted, actually. You can get a ton of shrines. It buffs you up, especially if you're using the Gull Helmet. So you can get... Every shrine is guarded by at least one magic pack. 50% chance to be guarded by an additional pack. Then you do that. Get Shrine Effect. And when you're stacking Shrine Effect, there's this shrine too. Makes you gain quantity and rarity. It also makes you take more damage. But if you're a super tanky build, or if you're Glass Cannon softcore, that doesn't really matter. So you can take this and then you can juice out. And you got additional shrine chance. Well, that's another thing with this tree is that the little nodes, it's not like your regular passive tree. The little nodes are actually good on this tree. So you'll see in some, like, you'll go for the full circle and you won't leave anything off like that. You'll go for the full circle because they're actually all good. It's not true on every wheel, but a lot of wheels it's good everywhere. Yeah, that's this tree. I'll do one more. I don't know. Here's another tree that I think will be really good for money. For trade leagues. It's Expedition, and it's focused on Harvest, Harbinger, Expedition. I think I said that, obviously, because it's the Expedition tree. Strongbox and Betrayal. So it's pretty efficient tree. You get everything here. You get Cirrus and this. And so, depending, like, I don't know. I think Maven's going to be, Maven will probably be the most profitable boss, but I mean, we have no way of knowing it until, it's actually happening. So, what you can do, you can just, like, swap this out for, like, it's the same amount of points. It doesn't matter. So, whichever one you want to do, if it's more money or you want to see the new boss more. So, there you go. You can just swap them out at will. Costs you fewer Regret Orbs or Orbs of Unmaking, but they should drop pretty common. It's easy to buy them from Kirak, so there you go. You can choose whichever one you want. And then, yeah, so focusing mainly on Expedition, and this one has some other stuff. This node seems really good too, with Fortune Favors the Brave. It's only 3C, and then you have a chance to get all of the map mods, or all the Xana mods, or I guess Kirak mods now. It gives you 10 quantity, 10 rarity, 10 pack size, and it gives you 50% chance to be a tier higher. So yeah, that's another thing here. Some of these trees have a lot of map sustain mods, so as you progress through, like, I think this one might, I'm not sure. Yeah, this one does. So later on, I'm sure map sustain's not going to be an issue, and you're not going to need all these. So you can respec them and get more points to spend on other things. And it's easy to swap around. And it's basically just whatever point you're at. If you're early on, you're going to want the map nodes. If you're not, then you will, And then I have a bunch of other nodes. I mean, a bunch of other trees here you can look at for whatever playstyle you want to play. Most of them should be pretty good. And then you can also, like, don't feel afraid to edit them. They're editable easily. And it's pretty hard to mess it up. So, I mean, going off these, I think they all seem pretty solid. I want to say the right side of the tree is stronger than the left. Although the left side is good for, like, really juicing maps, like higher end stuff, like getting Ritual Beyond Delirium juicing. That's left side of the map. So if you're, like, that's later on in the league, not really right at league start. So right at the start, I think the right side is better, and then as the league progresses, I think the left side will be more or better at making money. But they're both good options, and really you can choose whatever you want. There's no like best tree. So here's the thing: if you like go watch another video that tells you, oh, these are the best, or gives you a tier list of trees, well, whatever they say the best tree, a bunch of people's going to do is going to drive the price down. So it'll end up actually not being the best tree for money. And, you know. So really, just pick whatever you want to do. Most stuff is fine. It's pretty low chance you pick a tree that's actually really bad. Like, most of the stuff should make you money if you focus on the few specific things on the tree. But yeah, that's about it. Yep. Whatever you do, don't play this tree. That's all. That's it. Alright. Subscribe. Smash that like button. Doc leave.